Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. I'm going to start with this. Since the SEC sued Ripple Labs, the firm has spent 75% of the revenue generated from selling XRP on rebuying the token on secondary markets. And again, they were buying it for use for ODL. Those sales specifically refer to institutions and other corporate clients acquiring XRP from Ripple directly for use within its on-demand liquidity network, a product pitched to help smooth the cross-border remittance process via XRP-powered crypto rails. And I tell you all the time, that's where I see the real value is in that ODL, because I believe every single country throughout the world at some point is going to need that on-demand liquidity. It's just a matter of time. Around 1.08 billion was spent on XRP in the first 3 months of last year, then 1.71 billion in the following quarter. That expenditure jumped almost 50% in the quarter after that, when Ripple reported $2.5 billion in secondary purchases. So if Ripple's buying up all this XRP for use for on-demand liquidity, where do you think the price of XRP is going to go in the future? It's absolutely going to skyrocket. Pro-Ripple lawyer John Deaton shared why XRP cannot be qualified as a security, even if it was once sold as an investment contract. So Deaton says this. It began with slamming the man who is right hand of Warren Buffett and also a crypto hater, 90-year-old Charlie Munger. In an op-ed released by the Wall Street Journal, he shared his take on why U.S. should ban Bitcoin and crypto overall, calling cryptocurrency nothing but a gambling contract. Deaton tweeted that any cryptocurrency, including XRP, is first of all a digital code. He insisted that XRP remains one even if Ripple sold it as an investment contract, aka security, in the past, or is still doing it now. Referring to the case of LBRY credits against the SEC, he reminded the community that the judge in that case ruled that even though LBRY made direct LBC sales to Flipside Crypto, in that particular case it was an investment contract. Now, I always said it. I feel we're not investing in a cryptocurrency, but a technology of the future. But Warren Buffett and 90-year-old Charlie Munger don't understand crypto. That's why they want it banned, because they don't know how it works. You know, Crypto is such a new technology. That's why I believe the Howey test doesn't pertain to it either. I believe the Howey test is too outdated to be used to rule if a crypto is a security or not. Then don't ever forget this right here. Are you okay with the script? These two are colluding together. Always keep that in the back of your mind. And they're colluding against me and you, the retail investor. They want us out of crypto. Ripple says SEC lawsuit could end in weeks. Don't hold your breath. Now, one thing I want to point out in here is the worst case scenario that could possibly happen. In a worst case outcome for the defendants, a judge could order Ripple to pay several $billions in treble damages, disgorgement, fines, and interest. Such a sum would permanently bankrupt it. Co-founder and chief executive Brad Garlinghouse and/or executive Chris Larsen. Ripple and its team, though, remain confident that they will prevail in court. Now, what I think is actually going on is we're watching a massive play out, because you get words from Brad Garlinghouse around the case. Then you see Gary Gensler talk about the case. Lawyers involved come out with statements as well. But I believe it was all meant for one reason, just to delay XRP until the right time. Maybe until FedNow is ready to go live. Who knows? But again, I feel this whole thing is one big sham, and we're watching it play out in real time. With the recent LBRY COM ruling, XRP could also be considered a non-security asset in the Ripple versus SEC Gov hearing. The altcoin, though, has been on a bull run and shows no signs of slowing since that happened. And I still believe Coinbase should definitely relist XRP. You know, Coinbase, in my opinion, has caused problems as well for XRP holders. Once they delisted XRP, and they never airdrop people's Songbird either. On top of that, look what's going on with Wrapped Luna. I like to do videos once in a while to remind people what Coinbase is doing. There's no reason now, at this point, that Coinbase should not relist XRP. I'd like to hear some sort of statement from Brian Armstrong. So, by opportunity, XRP might be worth hodling onto. The altcoin has tripled in value since the end of January and is expected to skyrocket with new updates. 4 reasons XRP could moon soon. Number 1, XRP Ledger Labs is preparing to launch a sidechain using XRP as a native asset, which should further develop the blockchain. Number 2, the first phase of EVM was released for XRP Ledger, allowing dApps easily run on the ledger. Number 3, the final hearing of LBRY versus SEC could also mean a future rule in favor of XRP. Number 4, Ripple will help Montenegro to create a national stablecoin. I'm going to add number 5 to that. ISO is going live very soon as well. That could give us our early sign of what ISO is going to do for some of these cryptocurrencies. Charles Gasparino has an important question in the ongoing Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. So he even talks about the Howey test as well. Per Howey, an asset that is sold becomes security when the purchaser has a reasonable expectation of profits to be derived from the efforts of others. What profits were XRP buyers of Ripple executive sales expecting from Ripple itself? Serious questioning as the SEC Gov case continues. Now, most of us expect nothing from Ripple when we bought our XRP. Brad never said, hey, if you buy XRP, we could guarantee this or guarantee that. They never said any of that. And again, that's why I believe the Howey test is outdated. We need a new test to test crypto. SEC Gov is treating Ripple like a Ponzi scheme, law professor says. So is the widely publicized case in which the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is accusing Ripple of illegally selling the XRP token is awaiting its conclusion. One particular law professor has said that the regulator is treating the blockchain company as a Ponzi schemer. Indeed, the SEC versus Ripple case, the security watchdog, has asserted that one test for a security required to register with the SEC, contained in the 1946 Supreme Court case SEC versus Howey, applies to the XRP token that is used by Ripple. According to an article written by the law professor in October of 2022, the test used in the SEC versus Howey is typically used by the SEC to sue hucksters, Ponzi schemers, and other con men who sell fake securities. The Howey test is a way to stop them, not a means to facilitate registration with the SEC. So they're using the Howey test above and beyond what it's supposed to be used for as well. And I believe that we need a new test. So when Ripple wins against the SEC, which I definitely believe is going to happen, then maybe every crypto will be put to the Ripple test moving forward. Apparently, the SEC is eyeing a win against Ripple and got a favorable summary judgment against LBRY. Ripple has fully crushed them. While the LBRY case, the judge acknowledged a majority of LBR transactions were non-speculative. And I believe Gary is way working above his authority. SEC to face Congress review. And we know a lot of the other politicians are taking a good look at Gary Gensler right now, and they want him to testify as well. And I believe that's why Brad was calling on Congress to rein in Gary Gensler and maybe put an end to this case once and for all. Key entity in the XRP ecosystem backed by Ripple shuts down. I thought this was worth a mention because even if it is negative news, I want to talk about it because we're XRP investors. We should know everything around this cryptocurrency. Coil, a key entity in the XRP ecosystem and a company backed by millions of dollars from Ripple, has surprisingly announced that it will cease operations. The company, led by CEO Stephen Thomas, used to provide one of 3 unique node lists for the XRP ledger alongside Ripple and the XRP Ledger Foundation. It is therefore no exaggeration that said that Coil has become one of the most important entities in the XRP ecosystem and has contributed significantly to its growth. Moreover, in August of 2019, the company received 1 billion XRP from Ripple's investment arm Xspring, the equivalent of about $260 million at the time, to create and promote use cases involving the monetization of digital content on the XRP ledger. So it looks like they're ceasing operations. Ripple seeking blockchain engineer for CBDC related products. Now, Ripple is still hiring all the time, even during this SEC lawsuit. That's why I said it looks like a sham, because Ripple's preparing for something big. Non-stop hiring, non-stop growth all the time throughout the entire world. Something big is coming. The holy grail for people is how to invent money. The central banks have one of the oldest banks in which is 350 years old, and they've established practices throughout time so money preserves its value. Who does the Rick's Bank speak about? Ripple. So if the oldest bank out there is talking about Ripple, you know where XRP is going in the future. This weekend is migration weekend for ISO. So some countries are going to come on board with some central banks. We'll see how that plays out as far as the price of XRP. And at the same time, Biden administration to establish cryptocurrency legal framework in the country. So I feel what's going on now is they have to get regulations put in place, a framework put in place before FedNow goes live in the middle of this year. Plus, the other banks are getting ready for ISO. Basel IV is also coming. A lot of big things are happening throughout the world. We'll probably touch up on some of those in other videos. But I still feel this Ripple lawsuit with the SEC is nothing but one big movie we're watching play out. I believe at some point the judge is going to come out and just say Ripple wins this case and innovation here in the US will push forward. A lot of people believe Ripple can't win until the Fed is ready with FedNow. I don't know if that's a big factor in this, but I do know this. The US is definitely going to need that ODL at some point, as well as the rest of the world. And when that happens, watch how quick this case comes to a conclusion, because I believe everything looks good for XRP moving into the future. That's why I'll continue holding it. I'll keep you positive in holding it so you continue to hold it, so we can all cross that finish line together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you watching my videos. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.